Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So, our last topic for this course is the current trends and issues in investment analysis and portfolio management. And our agenda for today is to discuss the current trends and issue here in the Philippines. And I'll just give you three, like digitalization and wealth tech integration, cryptocurrency and tokenization, and focus on ESG and sustainable investing. So, for the introduction, the Philippine investment landscape is undergoing rapid transformation, and it is influenced by technological innovation, regulatory shift, and increasing focus on sustainable investing. And they just want to have the democracy with digital platforms and to access financial management. And while trends like asset tokenization and ESG or environmental, social, and governance focused funds address the growing demand for ethical investments. However, challenges like inflation and market volatility are prompting Filipino investors to adopt stable and diversified portfolio for better risk management. So the best example for this is yung parang pag-usapan natin yung key trend ngayon na nag-a-arise like yung digital banks like GCash and Maya, which sinisimplify nila yung investment process for all Filipinos. Like Maya, integrates like cryptocurrency trading with traditional banking services, encouraging financial literacy. Pero yung nagiging challenges naman ng Maya doon is yung inflation na nag-reach ng 6% last 2023, which is nagpo-push sa investor to diversify na lang yung investment nila dun sa Maya to other uh, investments such as local equities, real estates, and government bonds. Okay, so our first issue is the digitalization and wealth tech integration. Um, may mga digital platforms na nag-merge uh, sa financial services na magke-create ng seamless experiences like yung Maya na in example ko kanina, nagsiserve siya as an example na nag-offer nga ng cryptocurrency trading, investments, and personal finances tracking on a single app. So, meron din naman ito sa GCash and other apps pa. Ito na integration na to is mahalaga din kasi ini-improve niya yung financial literacy ng Filipinos using that app, and hindi na parang kailangan pa nilang mag-orientation or pumunta mismo dun sa like bank to know everything and such. And eto naman din yung magiging way para maging accessible yung investment and maging broad yung ah, siya sa Filipino audiences kasi parang before na abutan ko na yung investment is kailangan ko pumunta like sa broker para mag-invest. And which is parang medyo hassle din if lalo na kung working ka. And medyo kung introvert ka, so parang syempre mahiya ka kung wala ka namang pera. So, if, kung gusto mo makapag-prepare ng kung magkano invest mo, so it's a good thing na merong mga app na or fintech companies nag-offer ng ganong services. So, yun. Example for this is the Maya Success. um, Malilink na siya as user-friendly tools like automated savings and real-time portfolio tracking. Um, this is crucial in a country where only 29% of adults are financially literate. Another example naman is Union Banks, yung meron sila AI-driven investment advice, demonstrating how digital tools are shaping decision making. So, there's a lot of banks na rin, lalo na international banks, ang nag-offer ng knowledge, free knowledge for all Filipinos para sa investment because it's really important. Pero syempre, there's always a risk with our decision. Okay, so for our next issue naman is the cryptocurrency and tokenization. Cryptocurrency and like blockchain innovations are gaining ground with like sa Union Bank na sila yung merong ino-offer na asset tokenization in the Philippines. Etong technology na UBX na tinatawag or yung Bank Express um, is ina-enables na yung fractional ownership of high-value asset like real estate, democratizing investments opportunity for Filipino, like regulatory development around digital assets are key to its growth. So, the basic example for this is parang ginagawa nilang tokenize yung real estate platform which allow user to own a fraction of a condominium like as a person also na gusto magka-condo or mag-invest pero syempre hindi naman tayo or hindi naman ako gano'n kalaki kumita pero gusto ko pa rin mag-invest, parang mag-risk. So, yung Union Bank may ino-offer sila na as low as 5,000 pesos, pwede ka na magkaroon ng fraction or percent pero just a little bit lang dun sa condominium na makikita mo dun sa Union UBX nila. So, despite sa trend siya and maganda siya, um, may potential siya, lalo na sa atin na, lalo na yung mga medyo bata pa na gusto pa lang mag-start and hindi pa talaga maalam sa mga investment. Kasi, yes, we can, parang mag-invest ng mag-invest, pero kailangan knowledgeable din tayo sa magiging future and kung ano yung magiging present. So, yun. And also, ah, yung Philippine or yung Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, wina-warningan din syempre yung mga Filipino sa scam, sa crypto trading. Kasi mas like ini-encourage din kasi na may education muna and sinusunod yung regulation sa mga kinds of investment kasi para kahit paano is may habol ka pa rin, di ba? Okay, so for our last issue is the focus on ESG and sustainable investing. So, yung ESG or environment, social, and governance funds are gaining traction na in the Philippines. Like with BPI, ESG focused fund leading to charge. These funds allow investors to align their financial goals with their values, addressing the nation's vulnerability to climate change while fostering long-term portfolio growth. And I just want to share with you lang how important it is for a company to have their ESG kasi we once created integrated reporting or sustainable reporting for a fintech company. And while doing that, we follow some regulations to ask them questions and to uh, request supporting documents from them na can be publicly available kasi we want na makita ng mga stakeholders, ng mga investors, like kung ano ang meron sa fintech company na yun. Like, ano yung nasusupport nila sa environment. Like si GCash, meron silang pag nagbigay ka ng piso or nag-invest ka ng piso is parang may mapupunta dun sa tree planting activities nila and also sa social kung gaano ba sila nag invest sa mga employees nila. Like, do they have occupational health and safety standard? Do they follow that? Because it's really important. It's an investment as well. Kasi if they don't care about their employees and in their investor, parang wala nang mag mag-invest sa kanila kasi it's most likely na ma-bankrupt kung gano'n sila. And yung governance naman, more especially sa fintech companies like uh, Maya and lahat ng gumagamit ng apps, they are parang mas mabilis silang ma-hack, ma-scam. So, uh, we just want to know if they do have data privacy for that, if they do have law for that, if they have initiatives for that. So, yun. Yun lang. I just want to share with you lang how important it is for a company to have it. And, yun. So, yung BPI, may ESG din siya. At, yun, yung funds nila is pinaprioritize nila yung companies with sustainable practices. Yun. So, such as renewable energy firms like Accenture. So, um, Yun. So, kaya mahalaga sa company na meron silang ESG reporting kasi kung wala, parang they don't care about their company. Yan, hindi sila aware kung anong ginagawa nila sa company nila. So, yung initiative na ginagawa ng BPI resonates with Filipino investor na nakaka-experience na extreme climate change such as Typhoon Odette in 2021, prompting a shift toward responsible investing. So, parang humahanap si BPI ng peer niya na nagpa-practice ng same vision niya para mag-invest siya. Okay, so if you want to learn more about our discussion for today, you can revisit this topic or this link sa reference part natin so that you can if you become interested in one of this, then you can revisit it here. Thank you, everyone. I hope you learned something from me today, and happy holidays, advance Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.